I'll give you an example. It's the fast action bonus. This is everywhere in the high ticket space, right? The fast action bonus. So for your viewers and listeners, what that is this. So you do your presentation, you do your pitch, and then when it comes to the price, their investment, so you say, right, this program is $10,000, but if you buy with me now, it is 5,000. And if you call me tomorrow, it's going to be 10,000. So it has to be 5,000 now. So techniques like this just simply don't work. And prospects know what you're doing. They can see through it. Now, let's just really think about this technique for a second. You have a program that's $10,000, and in about 5 seconds you just dropped it by 50%. What do you think the prospects is thinking at that moment in terms of the value of your offer, that you can suddenly just halve it in 3 seconds? It really destroys the value, right? It's using a technique to create urgency, but it's a very crude technique. But that's just an example which I often hear and see on when I'm auditing some of my client sales calls. I can hear this technique being used. It just absolutely makes me cringe.
Yeah. Hey man, I've been in direct response online marketing for a long time. I'm not innocent. We've done this. I've done this, and it's always been something that they would say the data shows that it can actually help to convert. But I would agree with you. It's never left me with a happy feeling. I always felt like,
Yeah,
ugh, I felt cringe doing it. But then something I would do differently is actually maybe show like the total value, but there would be a
yeah.
lot of inflation around that as well. So in your approach, I mean, we still need to create urgency. It's as you said, we don't want to become a service, as you say, which is, oh, you do it on your own time. We kind of still need to lead them. We still need to make people make decisions. Change is hard. And so what are some healthier ways that we can create that kind of urgency without feeling so slimy about it?
Yeah, absolutely. And if I can just speak on what you said earlier, just about the data, that the fast action bonus works. Indeed, it works. It will work on some individuals. But the question is this: how many people did you burn in the process?
Amen. Brother, I speak about this, and I'm so glad you bring this up because, yay, you might bring your conversion rate from 5% to 6%, but the 94% now hate your guts.
Yeah, totally. Totally. How do you know that the people that didn't buy that would have bought if you didn't use that technique? This is because salespeople, they love to focus on the ones that they've got, right? But they don't focus on the ones that they've lost. So just to tell you a funny story on this. So I had one guy when I was working for a hypnotherapy certification company. I was the head of sales there, and we got this new guy on board. And so we're trying to put him through the process. So he comes with very traditional sales. We're trying to get him to learn my system, inverse closing method. And my trainers are coming back to me saying, Adam, this guy just keeps resisting. He just won't take it on board. He won't listen to what we tell. So I said, great, bring him into a meeting. So I brought him in a meeting, and I said to him, so what's going on, man? We're trying to help you here, improve. He goes, well, Adam, I'm getting sales. It's working. I'm getting sales. I go, really? Okay. So how many people have you spoken to? He goes, look, I've spoken to 25, and I've closed 5 of them. So you've spoken to 25 and you've closed 5 of them. He goes, yeah. So it's working. So what you mean is that your method has lost 20. And his brain just fried. Like I said, what you mean is that your method has lost 20. And for a moment, that moment where the record slips, it's almost like that happened in his brain. He just froze. He never, ever thought of it in that way. Never to actually focus on the ones that he was losing, but focusing on the ones that he was getting. So, the fast action bonus, it will work on certain individuals that are malleable, that you can pressure, but the people that are intelligent, the people that need persuasion, sophisticated persuasion techniques, it won't work. and that's the danger, that you're losing more than gaining by using that technique. Sorry, I forgot what your initial question was, Jason. Now I'm, so
It's perfect because it's
yeah,
just the point that I've wanted to beat the drum on. So I'm so glad you've elaborated, because I
great.
think we're actually not necessarily well equipped to view the data on what's the sentiment of the sales we didn't close right away and what
Yeah,
potential they could have of closing in the near future. And, I find that a lot of times, if we look at the way that we measure salespeople's performance and the way that we structure sales teams, it is incentivized to close right then, right there. And it's like you're either a buyer or you're a waste of time. Like I've seen, oh my God, I've been in sales organizations. They were like, you're a time waster or a buyer. And so they're burning through that ridiculously. And there's just all this lost value. Branding, all of that gets destroyed when you bring these kind of toxic sales behaviors that just look a little nicer on the front end. But yeah, that was basically it. I'm just so glad we're bringing our radar up to focus on some things that are longer term, that are actually about every sales conversation is being good for the brand and doing it in a different way. Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.